Hey fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps with BehindTheGloves.com, and I am here with Malik King Scott. Thank you so much for doing this interview.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank
so
you.
How are we doing?
I'm doing good. Just walking through the fire of, all the hecklers, and I'm walking up with my head held high. And, I took a defeat in Puerto Rico. Congratulations to Deontay. The best man won that night, but I'll be back.
So that's kind of what we wanted to discuss tonight. I wanted to talk to you a bit about all the rumors and speculations that are going on about this fight. Now, number one, let's start off with you throwing this fight. This is what people are saying. People are speculating that you and Deontay Wilder, are through the fight. Can you kind of go into that a little bit?
Yeah, it's probably one of the most turn-off things I ever heard in my life, especially has to do with my career and Deontay's career. We both trained hard for the fight. At least I know I did. I trained extremely hard for the fight. I got caught dead on the temple. My equilibrium was off. This is such a simple thing to me. Like, you know what I mean? That's because I know the body. I took the shot. I know how my body was feeling, when I went down. But it was an unfortunate thing that happened on a big night. But I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that I got caught with a shot and, I couldn't get up, And the best man won that night, Deontay Wilder. Congratulations.
Now, let's go into what people are saying. There's a video that shows what appears to look like a wink.
Yeah.
Not too long after that, you went down.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Michelle, I blinked. Like, this is life. I'm a human being. If they paid attention to the fight, I think it lasted a minute and 90 seconds. I blinked 100 times before that blink that they caught. But people are so disappointed in the actual length of the fight that they're looking for anything to make something to make sense. But the only thing that makes sense is I got caught with a good shot on my temple. My equilibrium was off. My nerves was actually froze as well when I look at the fight because I was trying to get up, but my nerves was froze. And this is not just a part of boxing. This is a part of life. It was a disappointment, but I'll be back.
Now, on top of the wink, and your equilibrium was off. People are wanting to go into these ideas that you and Deontay had some sort of agreement to, a buddy helping out a buddy. I mean, I don't think what a lot of people know is this was a fight that would have led up to another fight that would have been a $6 million.
Yeah, or 4 point or 5, whatever it was. It was definitely another fight to catapult me and Deontay's career. The money that I got for that fight, I'm extremely grateful for it, but it wasn't nothing to throw a fight for. It's not that much money in the world for me to throw a fight. And I think it's a hell of an insult to not just me, but to take the victory, a fair victory away from Deontay for people to say stuff like that. It was just, this is boxing. This has happened.
Let's talk about the gloves and how big the gloves are. And let's talk about the difference between sparring and being in the actual ring, and having, 10-ounce gloves?
Yeah, we fight in 10-ounce gloves, but we spar in 18 and 20s, and we have head gears on. I believe if Deontay hit me with that same shot in sparring with 18-ounce glove on, with head gear on, I don't believe I do that same reaction. But we're under the lights. The gloves is 10 ounces, and God forbid I bring up that he's 30-0 with 30 knockouts for a reason. Like, I don't even want to touch that because that makes too much sense for people. But the kid is heavy-handed. He hit extremely hard. I knew that before going into the fight. The only arrangement that me and Deontay had was we talked 4 weeks before the fight, and we said, bro, we're gonna go ahead and do this to make history, to provide for our families, and to become heavyweight champion of the world someday. You got my back after this fight, and I got yours. But may the best man win. But we come to kick each other ass. We said those words to each other, and then we said we're not talking no more. And that was that, and he won.
So what I wanted to get into is we have some footage that a family member of yours caught that you didn't even realize was being filmed.
After the fight?
After the fight, Deontay, being the gentleman that he is, came into the locker room to talk to you and sort of, buddy to buddy. There's a lot of love between the two of you. He came in there just to sort of, show how honorable he is, win or lose. You guys, number one, are friends. So let's go ahead and show that footage.
Either way it go, whether I win, whether it was a win, loss, or draw, I'm prepared to happen, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, no, it's family right here, you know what I'm saying? So it makes it different. That's why we made this, when this opportunity came about, we thought of you. We didn't think of the point like, oh, we can beat the league. We thought of like, shit, this is whoever win this go on to the title, you know what I'm saying? So that's how we like, who better? Like I've been telling, like, who better to have as a opponent than my brother? Because if I win, I go home and do things. I know he's behind me. If he win. He gonna do great things. I'm behind him. So, like I said, I don't want nobody else better than that. Like I said, man, it ain't over till you say I'm done. It's over. You know what I'm saying? But you already know that, though. Like I tell people all the time, you get God the glory, you get the big things. And they don't stop it, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta keep following, man. Keep your head up. Bigger and better things, man. Yeah, I saw it. I was shocked, man. We was prepared for 12 rounds, man. I was taking the triple shot thing, though, but I was like, man, my man too much of a warrior to take a dive. I'm like, I know it, cause he ain't no dive. I'm like, nerves trying to get up, man.
Just, showed some footage, raw footage from a family member. No one's ever seen that. It's not even been released. What are your thoughts on, after that fight, your thoughts on Deontay coming into the locker room?
He did the same exact thing I would have did if the shoe was on the other foot. He came in, we talked and said, bro, I got your back. I won. He was concerned about my health. He even said the shot that he hit me with was on the temple. He knew it was the left. A lot of people, before seeing the fight, because this is heckler language right here. He didn't even get hit. Then when they see I got hit, they say, oh, that shot is not hard enough. How can they say a shot is not hard enough by a knockout artist? You know how many times I've seen Mike Tyson?
Do you see how big that man is?
Like, Lord. Like, you know how many times I've seen Mike Tyson hit people and I'd be like, this shot didn't even look. This is what people need to do. Look at when Bernard Hopkins stopped Oscar De La Hoya. It looked like he basically tapped Oscar to the liver. But Oscar fell and hit the ground and everything. Now we're talking about I'm a heavyweight and I get hit on the temple. And people is coming up with all these accusations. It's such a turnoff. Like, you know what I mean? Right. On another hand, I actually love it because people are saying my name and they keeping me relevant. But I'm an honorable man, and I can't do nothing but congratulate Deontay. And him and I know what happened in that fight.
On top of everything else, I mean, what sort of insult this is for Deontay as well. I mean, people are questioning his credibility as a knockout artist and whether or not he's relevant to be considered potentially one of or the next American heavyweight superstar.
Yeah, it's an insult, like to Deontay, and that's why when I've heard even my own people say, "Oh, it was a lucky punch," I say, "Don't say that," because a lucky punch is when somebody closes their eyes, put their head down, and just swing and hope. Deontay wasn't hoping. I'm sure he practiced to throw a left hook, right hand, left hook in training, and he just so happened to catch me. I usually catch that left hook with my right hand. I call it answering the phone. He went around the phone and he hit me on the temple, and it was an unfortunate thing that happened. But I'm not sorry that I got hit on the temple. Do I feel bad for the fans because the fight didn't get drawn out how they wanted to? Sure, but I don't apologize for getting hurt and trying to get up.
Now, this is just a thought, but if someone's going to throw a fight, don't you think you would have done it past the first round?
Yeah, I think if me and Deontay arranged something like that, trust me, you guys would have got a way better, I guess reenactment or acting it, if that was the plan. But I mean, we came in here, like, we gladiators, man. I'm still a gladiator. Like, I watched these type of things happen in boxing all my life. I've been doing this since I've been 12 years old. So, like, people could say what they want. I wasn't number one in the country as an amateur for no reason. I didn't win a national Golden Gloves and U.S. championship for no reason. I'm not 35-1 for no reason. I'm not the best skilled heavyweight on the planet for no reason. I fought a heavy-handed kid, and he hit me dead on the temple, and as simple as that.
Do you plan on fighting soon? You're still conditioned.
Absolutely. I've been back working out. I'm waiting for the call. I'm hoping people could take that fight for granted, and a lot of guys will stop being scared, and now we'll get more phone calls because I'm still ready to kick some ass. I was ready to kick Deontay ass. I was ready to. Our plan was to get him into deep water and drown him. The plan was going good for about 1 minute and 30 seconds, and then I got caught. It's just as simple as that. It's such it's such a minute thing that happened on a large stage.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? But Deontay, he has a great future. Him and Arreola and Stavern is getting ready to fight. The heavyweight division is still popping. Stavern and Arreola is a great fight. Deontay has the winner of that. Derek Chisora is about to fight Tyson Fury. It's so many great fights still going in the heavyweight division. So yeah.
So if Deontay has the winner of the Stavern Arreola fight, would you maybe want the loser of that fight to kind of...
Definitely. I want the loser of that fight someday, the winner of that fight. I've called Deontay and told him, one day you're going to have to give me a rematch for that one. And, he gives it back and say, bro, if God willing, we'll do it again. So yeah, it's a sport. Like, it's brutal, but it's something that happened. I'm not walking around with my head shame or hiding from people. As a matter of fact, I've been looking for everybody. It seems like everybody's hiding from me.
What I feel is a shame, and I'm going to address this head on, is cyberbullying. And from what I understand, you were getting a lot of people, a couple of comments of you should commit suicide because
go
of
kill
this.
yourself.
Like, go kill
Yeah.
yourself. I mean, this is just so ridiculous, and how out of hand a lot of the boxing fans can get.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculous to think that people would say those things to you.
Well, Michelle, the best way I can answer that is or even comment on it is I'm from North Philadelphia, and coming up in North Philly, I didn't come from a rich family, and I didn't always have the best Jordans or the best clothes, me or my little brother. So a lot of times coming up, we would play dozens. That means when you bust on my clothes and me not having nothing, and my mom looked like this, and I would bust on you, and people would cry. That wasn't ever me. I always had tough skin. I always could take a good joke, and I always can give it. I just feel bad for the hecklers that I can't address every last single one of them. I wish I could address all you monkeys, but I only could reach out to one of y'all at a time and talk my shit back. So it's all good. Is my career over? Fuck no. I'm too talented. I'm too gifted. It's no. Is my life over? Especially not.
Right.
No, I have so many things I have to do in this life. I got 2 beautiful kids. God has blessed me with beautiful people I'm always around. So, it's all love.
So there's a film coming out about Ken Norton, and it's written and produced by Marvin Columbus, and you've been casted as Larry Holmes.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I'm very excited about it. It's one of the, I believe it's going to be, no, it's not, I know it's going to be one of the highlights, not just of my career, of my life. Marvin Columbus is a good friend of mine. The minute that he, got on board with the film, when he was writing and when he was producing, he pointed me out in meetings, said he wanted me to play Larry Holmes. I'm extremely excited about it. We getting this thing started. I'm excited about the film. I'm proud of Marvin Columbus, and it's going to be one of the biggest films ever, especially coming from the boxing world. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Is there anyone else that any other boxes are attached?
Not right now. No. Malik Scott is Larry Holmes, and that's the only thing I know, and that's the only thing I'm going to be focused on. Because the minute that I get into everything else, my concentration, I need to be focused on it, so I make sure I get this done right for the people.
And do you know when it's expected to go into production?
Not right now. Marvin Columbus is in control of all of that. I'm just doing the training and making sure I stay sharp, and we going over the dialogue that Larry and Ken Norton had at the press conferences, and things that Larry was saying to Kenny in the actual fight. It was one of the best fights of the heavyweight division ever. So, I got my hands filled, with the script, but it's nothing that I can't handle. Another challenge that I'm going to, take down.
Another great thing to look forward to in your career.
Absolutely, Michelle. Yeah. Absolutely.
Now let's talk about the cigar.
The cigars, yeah. I have my own, line of cigars coming out. In 9 days, I'm going to Nicaragua to start my distribution. I'm going to manufacture my cigars from Nicaragua. It's called the Kivela cigar. I want everybody to go and get it to be out. In the U.S., we're going to put them in the U.S. after 7 months. I'm going straight international with them. It's called the Kivela cigar. And where I got that from, because my son name is Quito, my daughter name is Havela. I put both of their names together, and that's the name of my cigar, the Kivela cigar. It's going to be fine tobacco and a great smoke.
Nice.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. That's pretty pimp.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, look, I really appreciate you taking the time to clarify. Mm-hmm. I know you hadn't really done any interviews since the fight.
No, this is an exclusive interview right here. Michelle set it all up. She came all the way out, drove, And this is another person in boxing I'm proud of, because she grinds and she do it from the muscle, and she gets all the exclusive news, and she's extremely gorgeous, as y'all can see. I said it. Yep. Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Michelle.
Bye, fight fans.